Marianne Williamson lays off her entire campaign staff, but spiritual guru is still in the race to be the Democrat who takes on Donald Trump presidential candidate. Marianne Williamson has laid off her entire campaign staff, according to New Hampshire-based WMUR. The spiritual guru plans to stay in the race, however, despite not being on the Democratic debate stage since July. The news comes the same day that HUD Director Julian Castro dropped out of the race, while Bernie Sanders released huge fundraising numbers by Nikki Schwab, Sr. Use political reporter for DailyMail.com published 22:48 Greenwich Mean Time, the 2nd of January 2020, updated 23:33 Greenwich Mean Time, the 2nd of January 2020. Hopeful Marianne Williamson has laid off every member of her campaign staff, but hasn't dropped out of the presidential race. New Hampshire's WMUR reported the layoffs, noting that among them was former Rep. Paul Hodes, the Granite State's state director and a senior campaign advisor. At the peak of her long-shot bid for the Democratic nomination, the spiritual guru employed about 45 people in the 4 early primary states and her main campaign headquarters. Presidential candidate Marianne Williamson has laid off all of her campaign staff, including to New Hampshire's WMUR, but plans to remain in the 2020 race for the Democratic nomination. 2020 hopeful Marianne Williamson visited Dubuque, Iowa in late November as she continued her long-shot presidential bid. President candidate Marianne Williamson spoke at the Iowa State Fair in August and attracted a large crowd. Marianne Williamson made it onto the Democratic debate stage twice, the first time being the party's first debate in Miami in June. She appeared again on the debate stage in July in Detroit, flanked by Rep. Tim Ryan, center, who already dropped out of the race, and Sen. Amy Klobuchar, right, who remains. Marianne Williamson then created a viral moment by tweeting, "Miss me," during the Democrats' 5th debate in November in Atlanta, Georgia. More recently, she had just 2 employees in New Hampshire. WMUR said, Williamson has had a much Googled run for the White House, but never became a serious contender. She came from the self-help world, penning bestsellers including A Return to Love, Reflections on the Principles of A Course in Miracles, of which Oprah Winfrey was a big fan. On the campaign trail and on the debate stage, she talked about big-picture ideas, like paying reparations for slavery, creating a Department of Peace and getting rid of corporate political donations entirely. During the 2 debates she qualified for, she had some viral moments. And another one, when tweeting, "Miss me," during the November debate, the 3rd time she missed the Democratic National Committee's cutoff. The news comes on the heels of Julian Castro, the former HUD director and San Antonio mayor, announcing he was dropping out of the race. It also arrives as the top tier of candidates are announcing their fundraising hauls. Bernie Sanders announced Thursday he raised $34.5 million in the 4th quarter of 2019. That's after former South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg said he raised $24.7 million. Former Vice President Joe Biden raised $22.7 million, up from his 3rd quarter, but not as much as Sanders and Buttigieg. As the story about the layoffs broke, Marianne Williamson was on Twitter talking about her plans to combat climate change. One clue that Williamson's bid was dwindling is how the spiritual guru spent her New Year's Eve, while a number of Democratic candidates hosted campaign events through the night, especially in New Hampshire. Williamson marked the official start of the election year at a private D.C. house party, but then Williamson was back talking presidential politics the next day, appearing at an event in Georgetown, a neighborhood in Washington, and on Thursday, as the layoff news broke, she was tweeting about her plans for combating climate change. "We've been warned about the perils of climate change, but government business resistance to appropriate action has left us deeply imperiled," she wrote. "Let's pray for Australia now, and deepen our commitment to WW2-level mass mobilization to reverse climate change over the next 7 years." WHO are the 14 Democrats running for president in 2020. Michael Bennet, age on Inauguration Day 2021 to 56, entered race, May 2, 2019. Career, currently Colorado Senator, educated at Elite Street, Albans Preparatory School and was a Capitol Hill page before graduating Wesleyan and Yale Law School. Was law clerk and worked in Clinton's Department of Justice, then moved to Colorado in 1997 as managing director of billionaire Philip Anschutz's investment company. Was chief of staff to Denver Mayor John Hickenlooper, then superintendent of Denver Public Schools. Appointed to vacant Colorado Senate seat in 2009, held at 48.1 to 46.4 in 2010 and 50 to 44.3 in 2016. Family, married to environmental attorney Susan Daggett, with 3 daughters, Helena, Ann and Caroline. Was born in New Delhi while to diplomat father Douglas Bennett, who went on to be CEO of NPR and a Clinton Assistant Secretary of State. His grandfather, also Douglas, was an economic advisor to FDR. Mother Suzanne is retired elementary school librarian whose parents were Holocaust survivors. Brother James is editor of the New York Times opinions section. Religion, says he was raised with Jewish and Christian heritage, no known adherence, views on key issues, moderate who does not endorse Medicare for all or, so far, Green New Deal. Strongly pro-choice and pro-gay rights, leading to 2010 Senate victory. Pro-raising minimum wage. Wants citizenship pathway for dreamers, would make history as first Colorado President Joe Biden. Age on Inauguration Day 2021 to 78. Entered race, April 25, 2019. Career, no current role. A University of Delaware and Syracuse law graduate, he was first elected to Newcastle City Council in 1969, then won upset election to Senate in 1972, aged 29. Was talked out of quitting before being sworn in when his wife and daughter died in a car crash and served total of 6 terms. Chaired Judiciary Committee's notorious Clarence Thomas confirmation hearings. Ran for president in 1988, pulled out after plagiarism scandal, ran again in 2008, withdrew after placing 5th in the Iowa caucuses. Tapped by Obama as his running mate and served 2 terms as vice president. Contemplated third run in 2016 but decided against it after his son died of brain cancer. Family, eldest of 4 siblings born to Joe Biden Sr. and Catherine Finnegan. First wife Nelia Hunter and their 1-year-old daughter Naomi died in car crash which their 2 sons, Joseph, Beau, and Robert Hunter survived. Married Jill Jacobs in 1976, with whom he has daughter Ashley. Beau died of brain cancer in 2015. Hunter's marriage to Kathleen Buell, with whom he has 3 children, ended in 2016 when it emerged Hunter was in a relationship with Beau's widow Hallie, mother of their 2 children. Hunter admitted cocaine use. His estranged wife accused him of blowing their savings on drugs and prostitutes. Religion, Catholic views on key issues, ultra-moderate who will emphasize bipartisan record. Will come under fire over record, having voted to stop desegregation busing in 1975, to overturn Roe v. Wade in 1981, for now controversial 1994 Violent Crime Act, for 2003 Iraq War, and for banking deregulation. Says he is most progressive Democrat. New positions include free college, tax reform, $15 minimum wage. No public position yet on Green New Deal and health care. Pro-gun control. Has already apologized to women who say he touched them inappropriately. Would make history as oldest person elected president. Slogan, working for America. Mike Bloomberg. Age on Inauguration Day, 78. Entered race, November 25, 2019. Career, currently multi-billionaire CEO of Bloomberg Place, the financial information firm he founded in 1981 and which remains a private company. Educated at Johns Hopkins and Harvard, he became a Wall Street trader at investment bank Salomon Brothers and was laid off in 1981, walking away with $10 million in stock which he used to set up his own financial information firm, now one of the world's largest. 3 times mayor of New York 2002 to 2013, running first as Republican then as independent, had to get term limits suspended for final term. Once flirted with running for mayor of London where he has a home, holds an honorary knighthood from Queen Elizabeth. Has spent large amounts on philanthropy in line with his political views as well as on political campaigns. Family, born in Brookline, MA, to first-generation Jewish immigrant parents whose own parents had fled Russia. Divorced wife of 18 years, Susan Brown Meyer, in 1993. Former couple have daughters Emma, who has a son with her former boyfriend, and Georgina, who has daughter Zelda with her husband Chris Fasora. The child has a portmanteau surname, Frisberg. Partner since 2000 is Diana Taylor, former New York State Banking Commissioner, 13 years his junior. Religion, Jewish views on key issues, self-professed fiscal conservative, although painted as a Democratic moderate by other conservative groups. Opposed to Medicare for all. Social progressive who backed gay marriage early, but has flip-flopped on marijuana legalization, most recently opposing it. Wants firm action on climate change. Fiercely in favor of gun control. As New York mayor banned smoking in public places and tried to outlaw large sugary drinks. Backs increased immigration. Apologized for his stop-and-frisk policing strategy as mayor would make history as oldest person elected president, first Jewish president, richest president ever, first New York mayor to become president. Slogan, to be announced. Cory Bookerage on Inauguration Day, 51 entered race, February 1, 2019 career, currently New Jersey Senator. High school football star who went to Stanford or undergraduate and master's degrees before studying in Oxford as a Rhodes Scholar and Yale Law School. Worked for advocacy and youth projects and successfully ran for Newark, New Jersey, City Council in 1998. Narrowly lost mayoral election in 2002 facing claims he was suburban and not black enough, ran again in 2006 and won landslide on radical reform platform for troubled city, including being tough on crime, cutting budget deficit, increasing affordable housing and tackling failing schools, controversially taking a huge donation from Mark Zuckerberg for the city. Ran for New Jersey Senate seat in 2013 special election and won, one full term in 2014. Family, unmarried, but dating actress Rosario Dawson. Parents Carrie and Carolyn were among IBM's first black executives. Brother Carrie Jr. is education advisor to New Jersey's Democratic governor. Religion, Baptist views on key issues, self-proclaimed liberal. Endorses abortion rights, affirmative action, single-payer health care, criminal justice reform, path to citizenship for Dreamers, federal marijuana decriminalization, $15 minimum wage, but has also spoken against tech regulation and for long-term deficit reduction. Would make history as first unmarried president since Grover Cleveland in 1886. Slogan, Together, America, we will rise. Pete Buttigieg on Inauguration Day, 39 entered race, announced formation of exploratory committee January 23, 2019. Formally entered race April 14, 2019 career, currently mayor of Sound Bend, Indiana. Harvard grad and Rhodes Scholar who got a second degree from Oxford before working as a McKinsey management consultant and being commissioned as a Navy Reserve intelligence officer. Elected South Bend mayor in 2011 and served in combat in 2013, won re-election in 2015. Family, came out as gay during second mayoral run and married husband Chasen Glesman, a middle school teacher in 2018. Parents were University of Notre Dame academics, his father was Maltese American. Surname is pronounced Buttigieg. Religion, raised as a Catholic, now Episcopalian. Views on key issues, has said Democratic Party needs a fresh start, wrote an essay in praise of Bernie Sanders aged 17, backed paid parental leave for city employees. Other policies unknown. Would make history as first openly gay and youngest ever president. First veteran of post-World War II conflict. Slogan, to be announced. John Delaney age on Inauguration Day, 57 entered race, filed papers July 28, 2017 career, no current job. Columbia and Georgetown law-educated financial entrepreneur. Set up publicly traded companies lending capital to healthcare and mid-size businesses and was youngest CEO at the time of a New York Stock Exchange-listed firm, three-time Maryland congressman, first winning election in 2012, announced run for president instead of running again in 2018. Family, married, father of four, wife April works for children's issues nonprofit. Credits his working-class father's union roots for helping him through college. Religion, Catholic views on key issues, social liberal in favor of legalized pot and gun control but not single-payer health care, fiscally conservative. Would make history as first president from Maryland. First openly bald president since Eisenhower. Slogan, focus on the future. Tulsi Gabbard age on Inauguration Day, 39 entered race, still to formally file any papers but said she would run on January 11, 2019 career, currently Hawaii Congresswoman. born on American Samoa, a territory. Raised largely in Hawaii, she co-founded an environmental non-profit with her father as a teenager and was elected to the state legislature aged 21, its youngest member in history. Enlisted in the National Guard and served 2 tours, one in Iraq 2004 to 2006, then as an officer in Kuwait in 2009. Ran for Honolulu City Council in 2011, and House of Representatives in 2012. Family, married to her second husband, Abraham Williams, a cinematographer since 2015. First marriage to childhood sweetheart Eduardo Tamayo in 2002 ended in 2006. Father Mike Bart is a Democratic Hawaii state senator. Mother Carol Porter runs a non-profit. Religion, Hindu views on key issues, has apologized for anti-abortion and anti-gay marriage views, wants marijuana federally legalized, opposed to most U.S. foreign interventions, backs $15 minimum wage and universal health care, was the second elected Democrat to meet Trump after his 2016 victory, would make history as first female, Hindu and Samoan American president, youngest president ever slogan, led with love. Amy Klobuchar on Inauguration Day, 60 entered race, announced candidacy February 10, 2019 at snow-drenched rally in her native Minneapolis. Career, currently Minnesota Senator. Yale and University of Chicago law graduate who became a corporate lawyer. First ran unsuccessfully for office in 1994 as Hennepin, MI, county attorney, and won same race in 1998, then in 2002, without opposition. And for Senate in 2006 and won 58-38, re-elected in 2012 and 2018. Family, married to John Bessler, law professor at University of Baltimore and expert on capital punishment. Daughter Abigail Bessler, 23, works for a Democratic member of New York City Council. Father Jim, 90, was a veteran newspaper columnist who has written a memoir of how his alcoholism hurt his family. Mom Rose is a retired grade school teacher. Religion, Congregationalist, United Church of Christ, views on key issues, seen as a mainstream liberal, says she wants universal health care, but has not spelled out how. Pro-gun control, pro-choice, backs $15 minimum wage, no public statements on federal marijuana legalization, has backed pro-Israel law banning the boycott, divestment and sanctions movement, spoke out against abolishing ICE, would make history as first female president. Slogan, to be announced. Patrick Age on Inauguration Day, 63 entered race, told friends he was running on November 13, 2019. Career, currently a managing director of Bain Capital. Awarded scholarship in 8th grade to Massachusetts boarding school Milton Academy, becoming first in his family to go to college. Harvard law grad who twice failed the bar before working for NAACP, then private practice where he represented Mike Tyson's rape victim Desiree Washington. Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights in Clinton administration, then Texaco and Coca-Cola and subprime lender AmeriQuest executive. Ran for Massachusetts governor as outside candidate in 2006 and won, becoming first African-American enrolled, won a second term 48-42. Family, born in Chicago, his jazz musician father Patrick left mother Emily Wintersmith when he was 3 when he fathered a Patrick's half-sister with another woman. Patrick married wife Diane Bemis, an attorney, in 1984. They have 2 adult daughters, Sarah and Catherine. Sarah is married to a former Italian soldier Marco Borghese. Their son Gianluca is the Patrick's first grandchild. Catherine came out as lesbian in 2008 and married Alicia Lemieux in 2016. Religion, Presbyterian views on key issues, moderate who champion social liberal policies and embrace Obamacare. Boosted transportation spending and increased state gas taxes to pay, speaking out against climate change. Unclear where he stands on Medicare for All and Green New Deal. Pro-gun control, proposing ban on multiple gun sales after Sandy Hook. Would make history as no obvious claim. Slogan, to be announced. Bernie Sanders age on Inauguration Day, 79 entered race. Sources said on January 25, 2019, that he would form exploratory committee. Officially announced February 19. Career, currently Vermont senator. Student, civil rights and anti-Vietnam activist who moved to Vermont and worked as a carpenter and radical filmmaker. serial failed political candidate in the 1970s. He ran as a socialist for mayor of Burlington in 1980 and served 2 terms ending in 1989, and won a seat in Congress as an independent in 1990. Ran for Senate in 2006 elections as an independent with Democratic endorsement, and won 3rd term in 2018. Challenged Hillary Clinton for the Democratic nomination in 2016 but lost. Campaign has since been hit by allegations of sexual harassment, for which he has apologized, and criticized for its Bernie bro culture. Family, born to a Jewish immigrant father and the daughter of Jewish immigrant parents in Brooklyn, New York. First marriage to college sweetheart Deborah Schilling Messing in 1964 ended in divorce in 1966, had son Levi in 1969 with then-girlfriend Susan Campbell Mott. Married Joan O'Meara in 1988, and considers her 3 children, all adults, his own. The couple have 7 grandchildren. His older brother Larry is a former Green Party councillor in Oxfordshire, England. Would-be first Jewish president. Religion, secular Jewish views on key issues, openly socialist and standard-bearer for the Democratic Party's left turn. Wants federal $15 minimum wage, banks broken up, union membership encouraged, free college tuition, universal health care, redistributive taxation. He opposed Iraq War and also U.S. leading the fight against ISIS, and wants troops largely out of Afghanistan and the Middle East. Would make history as oldest person elected president. Slogan, "Not me. Us." Tom Stair, age on Inauguration Day 2021 to 63, entered race, July 9, 2019. Career, currently retired. New York, born to wealthy family, he was educated at elite Phillips Exeter Academy, same as rival Andrew Yang, and Yale, then Stanford Business School. Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs banker who founded his own hedge fund in 1986 and made himself a billionaire. Investments included subprime lenders, private prisons and coal mines. Stepped down in 2012 to focus on advocating for alternative energy. Longtime Democratic activist and donor who started campaign to impeach Trump in October 2017. Net worth of $1.6 billion has made him one of the Democrats' biggest single donors. Family, married Catherine Taylor in 1986, they have 4 adult children who have been told they will not inherit the bulk of his fortune. Announced last November he and his wife would live apart. Father Roy was a Nuremberg trials prosecutor. Religion, Episcopalian views on key issues, on the left of the field despite being a hedge fund tycoon. Backs single-payer health care, minimum wage rises and free public college. Previously spoke in favor of Bernie Sanders' agenda. Aggressive backer of climate change action, including ditching fossil fuels. Would make history as richest Democratic president ever. Elizabeth Warren, age on Inauguration Day 71, entered race, set up exploratory committee December 31, 2018. Career, currently Massachusetts Senator. Law lecturer and academic who became an expert on bankruptcy law and tenured Harvard professor. Ran for Senate and won in 2012, defeating sitting Republican Scott Brown, held it in 2018 60% to 36%. Was shortlisted to be Hillary's running mate and campaigned hard for her in 2016. Family, twice married, mother of 2 and grandmother of 3. First husband and father of her children was her high school sweetheart. Second husband Bruce Mann is Harvard law professor. Daughter Amelia Tyagi and son Alex Warren have both been involved in her campaigns. Has controversially claimed Native American roots. DNA test suggested she is as little as 1,064th Native American. Religion, raised Methodist, now described as Christian, with no fixed church views on key issues. Was a registered Republican who voted for the party but registered as a Democrat in 1996. Pro, higher taxes on rich, banking regulation, DREAM Act, path to citizenship for Dreamers, abortion and gay rights, campaign finance restrictions, and expansion of public provision of health care, although still to spell out exactly how that would happen. Against U.S. presence in Afghanistan and Syria, liberalization of gambling would make history as first female president slogan, to be announced. Marianne Williamson age on Inauguration Day, 68 entered race, announced exploratory committee November 15, 2018. Formally entered January 28, 2019. Career, currently an author, dropped out of Pomona College, California, became part of the counterculture and anti-war movement and ran a metaphysical bookstore, before publishing Spiritual Guide: A Return to Love and being praised by Oprah, sending it to #1. Published series of follow-ups and founded AIDS charity and subsequently more non-profits including a peace movement. Ran for Congress in 2014 and lost family, born to immigration attorney father Sam and housewife mother Sophie in Houston, Texas. Married for a minute and a half to unnamed man, daughter India was born in 1990, but Williamson declines to name her father. Religion, Jewish views on key issues, wants vast expansion of physical and mental health care, and nutrition and lifestyle reforms including ban on marketing processed and sugary foods to children, universal pre-K, much of Green New Deal's proposals including a decarbonized economy, electric cars and rebuilding mass transit, gun control through licensing, wants more vacation time, pro-decriminalizing all drugs would make history as first female president slogan, join the evolution. Andrew Yang age on Inauguration Day, 46 entered race, filed papers November 6, 2018. Career, no current job. Went to public school in New York where he describes being bullied with racial slurs, then elite Phillips Exeter Academy boarding school, same as rival Tom Stair. Brown and Columbia Law graduate who abandoned career as an attorney, then started a dot-com flop, then become healthcare and education tech executive who set up non-profit venture for America Family, married to wife Evelyn with 2 sons, one of whom he has said is on the autism spectrum. His parents were both immigrants from Taiwan who met at the University of California, Berkeley, as grad students. Religion, Reformed Church views on key issues, warns of rise of robots and artificial intelligence, wants $1,000 a month universal basic income and social media regulated. Spoke out against male circumcision. Wants a state monitor to crack down on fake news, would make history as first Asian American president slogan, humanity first and those WHO have withdrawn. Steve Bullock, Montana governor entered race, May 14, 2019 quit, December 2, 2019 Julian Castro, former housing secretary entered race, January 18, 2019 quit, January 2, 2020 Kirsten Gillibrand, New York senator entered race, January 16, 2019 quit, August 28, 2019 Bill de Blasio, New York City mayor entered race, May 16, 2019 quit, September 20, 2020 Mike Gravel, former Alaska governor entered race, April 2, 2019 quits, August 2, 2019 Kamala Harris, California senator entered race, January 21, 2019 quit, December 3, 2019 John Hickenlooper, former Colorado governor entered race, March 4, 2019 quits, August 15, 2019 Jay Inslee, Washington governor entered race, March 1, 2019 quit, August 21, 2019 Wayne Messam, mayor of Miramar, Florida entered race, March 28, 2019 quit, November 20, 2019 Seth Moulton, Massachusetts congressman entered race, April 22, 2019 quit, August 23, 2019 Richard Ojeda, former West Virginia state senator entered race, November 12, 2018 quit, January 25, 2019 Beto O'Rourke,